Welcome to the R&M. We're back after an FA Cup round where City beat Bournemouth from 1-0 down to 2-1 up.
Yeah, this is round 30 of the Premiership. Premier League, we're getting towards the end, although actually it's getting a bit boring because it looks like Liverpool are going to win and the bottom three teams are going to do what they usually quite often do now. When they came up, they were promoted last season, they're going straight back down again by the look of it. But before that, urgent announcement, who won 6-1 on Sunday?
CS Rangers.
And who got a great goal?
Me.
Excellent. You're really on a run. You
and
guys
I
have
got
won.
man of the match.
You guys have won like most of your games in the last few weeks, haven't you?
Most of them, besides the one we lost 8-0, which we don't talk about.
Anyway, last time in episode 29, we had 8 games to forecast because there was also the Carabao Cup final going on, which Raj correctly predicted Newcastle would win 2-1. So they did. And in our predictions...
So I think I should get an extra point for that.
Well, you were on great form because you also, of the 8 Premier games that were played, you got 5 right of those, and I only got 3. So you've had a
so I think I'm winning.
Epic weekend. Okay, round 30, Arsenal versus Fulham. Now, one thing that is interesting is that between 4th place and 10th place, there are only 5 points separating the teams. As we go with 9 games left.
So we could see City facing 10th.
And two of those places, 4th and 5th, are going to get probably Champions League places. So there's an awful lot to play for, even though we think Liverpool are going to win by a mile, don't we, Raj? We do think there's a battle on for those European places, European Champions League places. So Arsenal is probably going to come second, but Fulham could sneak into the Champions League if they have a good run. And do you think winning at Arsenal is going to be the start of that process? I don't myself.
I don't either.
No?
I don't... Wait, who did they play in the FA Cup, Fulham?
They lost 3-0 at home to Palace.
3-0 at home to Palace.
Uncle Mike's Palace in the FA Cup semi-final.
Good job, Uncle Mike. Fair play.
Anyway.
And that's why Fulham's losing 3-0 to Arsenal away.
Yeah, I think Arsenal win 2-1 maybe. Wolves, who... by winning at Southampton last time, really now have created a 9-point gap between them and the relegation zone. And it's really only the bottom 3, Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton, and Wolves that are still really capable of being relegated. I think Wolves probably draw with West Ham. If they win, they make themselves, I think, completely safe. West Ham already have pulled away from danger. What do you think? I think draw 1-1.
Is Mateus Cunha playing for Wolves, I think?
That I don't know. He might still be
banned. Suspended, yeah. So I think if Mateus Cunha is suspended, it's a 2-1 West Ham win. And that's what I'm going for. Okay,
then Nottingham Forest, shock. Successful team of the season. They're 3rd in the Premier League.
Against
and
Manchester
they're in the FA Cup
United.
semi-finals where they might beat Man City and get into the final.
No, they won't, because Man City have more Wembley experience.
Well, we will see. I think Nottingham Forest versus Man United, who are having slightly better form lately after a rather disappointing season. I think Forest 2-1. I think they're going to keep that run for the Champions League going.
I'm going to go Forest 2, United 2.
Oh, okay. And then Bournemouth, who've been having a great season, still have a chance of the Champions League. But then they lost at home to Man City in the FA Cup quarter-final. Now they're back against Ipswich. Ipswich have to really win most of the rest of their games if they're going to have any hope of staying up. I don't think this is when it happens. I think Bournemouth get back on track. I think they beat Ipswich 3-1 quite comfortably.
You know what? I'm 2 ahead of Daddy, or maybe even 3. Should I go for it?
Yeah, go for it.
No. I'm going to go Bournemouth 2, Ipswich 0.
Okay, and then we have Brighton, another team that have been doing well, but then
Villa
lost in the FA Cup against Aston Villa.
Not against Aston Villa in the FA Cup.
No, but they're playing Aston Villa in the Premier League, and Rashford has got his first goals now, playing very well. Yeah, in the FA Cup for Villa. I think this is going to be an entertaining snore draw.
No,
3-3.
Snowball.
Snowball. 3-3. 3-3. More goals for Rashford.
So that was the worst fake yawn ever. I know. And so basically I'm gonna go Brighton 2, Villa 1.
Oh, okay. And that will
Because even though Villa aren't good for them, I have to go for Brighton. I think they're at home. They're going to get back on track after
Brighton
that.
and Villa are both in with a shout of the Champions League as well. So that would be a setback for Villa's chances and a big boost to Brighton. Okay, Man City, your boys.
I think Villa will focus on the Champions League more, though. If they win the Champions League,
well, obviously, if they win the Champions League, which they could do, they've got to win their next game against PSG, haven't they? That's going to be a tough one. But anyway, Man City, your boys against Leicester.
No doubt 5-0 Man City.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big win for Man
They
City.
outplayed Bournemouth in that second half.
But
In the first half, they played
back?
really...
Haaland injured at the weekend. Will he be back? What if he isn't? Will they still be able to score?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Philip Waterford. We have Kevin De Bruyne. We have all these people who know how to score. So let them score. We have that Calvin thingy. What's his name? Philip... Like, you know, the guy, number 75 for City. The one who got the man of the match. Yeah, Nico.
Yeah.
Nico something.
Anyway, I think, this is my theory, I think if Haaland isn't playing, Man City might win comfortably and discover maybe they're a better team without Haaland. No. 3-0.
They'll be a good team without Haaland, but they're a better team with Haaland.
3-0 to Man City. Newcastle.
I'm keeping with 5-0.
Carabao Cup winners, in with a chance of the Champions League. At home to Brentford, who are a good team and have been winning lots of away games in a row. Oh, it's going to be an entertaining game for sure. I do fancy Newcastle to put that run in, maybe be the 5th place, maybe get that 5th Champions League spot.
Daddy, you know what I'm going to say?
I think 3-2 to Newcastle. Good game. Yes, go on.
I'm sorry, but I have to do the controversial.
Yeah.
Brentford 2, Newcastle 1.
Whoa, okay, and that might... Brentford have probably not got a chance for the Champions League, but if they start winning games like that, they could do. Okay, Southampton at home to Crystal Palace. If Southampton are going to avoid... What's the points total for the lowest ever...
11 points.
Derby County, 11 points in the whole season in the Premier League. That's the lowest point. Southampton are on 9 points. Now, winning against Crystal Palace, it's got to be possible, hasn't it? They're a home game. Maybe that's the way they avoid being the worst team ever. What do you think? Or is it going to be Palace now they're on a rich vein of form?
Palace won 3-0 away at Fulham. So they're going to win 4-0 away at Southampton.
Yeah, I'm afraid... I'm actually going to go for a point for Southampton here. 2-2 draw. Liverpool versus Everton, the Merseyside derby. Liverpool must be so disappointed at not winning the Carabao Cup, but they really need to get back on form.
They're like, how have we not won the How are we not in the Champions League quarterfinals? Yeah. How have we not won the Carabao Cup? How have we lost in the FA Cup to Plymouth Argyle?
Just imagine though, if Liverpool lose at home to Everton, their old rivals. Will people suddenly think, oh, they're wobbling? They might not win the Premier League after all.
Salah won't win the Ballon d'Or.
What do you think? Might they lose to Everton?
Yeah, what are you going to say? Because I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw.
I actually think Liverpool will get back on track. I think it's going to be 2-1 Liverpool. But wouldn't it be a surprise if Everton won? I'd love it. But I don't think it's going to happen. And lastly, a London derby, Chelsea, who
is Tottenham.
It's still in with a good chance of the Champions League. Not
this is
great.
Tottenham.
This is Tottenham, who basically you never know who's going to turn up on the day. It could be Tottenham, could be brilliant or terrible.
The Totters.
What do you think the score's going to be?
I'm going to go for the Totters. Or when the Spurs go marching in. When the Spurs go marching in. They're gonna draw 2-2 to Chelsea, even if it's at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 5-4 Chelsea.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I think so. Keep their Champions League hopes alive. But that's it. Those are our forecasts for week 30, round 30 of the Premier League. And Viraj, CS Rangers, got a game on Sunday. More goals for you? Another win?
Hopefully.
I predict it. Okay, well, it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. Peace. Have a great week and weekend and spring holiday.